What's up, y'all? We are back. This is episode 3 of the Colorado Rockies Out of the Park Baseball 24 series. We are here May 8th, 2024, and the Rockies sit at 14 and 18. Not the worst start in the world. We actually were really hot to start the year. Let's go to the schedule really quick. April, we actually started out, what is this, 6 and 0. And then, we rattled off 4 losses in a row, but the month of April was pretty good. We finished the first part of it was good. We finished 10 and 15. Maybe we've been 4 and 3, and the offense has been really good all around. Chris Bryant has struggled, but besides that, Ryan McMahon got off to a blistering start, and it's cooled off a bit, but he's still been awesome. On pace for 11.4 WAR. He was ridiculous. I don't know if I could even. I mean, yeah, you could see that April he was awesome, but he was batting 500 through 8 games. It was stupid, but yeah, he's been great. Man, I guess we can. It's a little early in the season to be doing actual reviews on these guys, but I guess it's worth looking. Who our studs have been. It's been McMahon. Nolan Jones has been great. Michael Toglia has been awesome. Cole Tucker and he's been more of a part-time guy, but Brendan Doyle has been really good. Playing a lot against lefties, but I think quite a bit against righties now because we've sent out some guys and some guys who've gotten hurt. Tovar has been really good, and I mean, if Bryant starts hitting, this lineup's going to be really dangerous. Bader's been really good at the glove. He got off to a good start, and it's kind of faded the last couple of games, but overall, he's been worth the money so far. So, the pitching staff has not really been the same. Same story. Brad Keller was really good in his first few starts of the year. You could see he was rocking a 2.93 ERA before these couple starts, and I mean he's still been about a league average pitcher, but that's been our best arm so far. Graham Ashcraft. Interesting development about him. So we just had a scouting update May 1st, and his potential stuff went way up. His movement went through the roof from 60 to 75, and his velo went up, control went up, and he added a screwball to his repertoire. So his overall rating went up from a 45 to a 55, and potential rating from a 50 to a 65. So, and what was that trade? That was, so Brendan Rodgers, Elias Diaz, and then a bunch of other guys we gave up for him. So really cool stuff there. A little bit of, random generated luck, I guess. The bullpen's had its bright parts. Gavin Hollowell has been pretty good. Ronnie Hernandez has been good. The Rule 5 pick we have this year. But Logan Allen has scuffled out of the gate. Definitely not following up his excellent season last year. Well, that's not even true. He didn't actually have a good year last year. I thought he was much better. What the heck? I'm pretty sure he was really good in the first half, but I don't know. I didn't look at his end-of-year stats, I guess. Derek Law has been much worse than he was last year. He was actually good for us. And then, Hernandez has been okay, I guess, compared to most of these guys. Bard's been horrible. Justin Lawrence will probably move into the closer's role, but he hasn't pitched too much. I think he was hurt. I don't know why he hasn't pitched much. That's actually interesting. Maybe because we haven't played a lot of close games. That might be it. But we'll probably change up some of this bullpen stuff, and maybe we'll try that. Put Bard more low leverage stuff. But yeah, besides that, we called up Teneo Ito, who we signed on a minor league free agent. He was a international guy, I think, from Japan. I don't know if I went over this guy, but we did sign him. He wasn't really hitting in AAA, but I called him up to the majors, and he's been okay so far. And then Daniel Cope, who we traded for. He didn't trade for him. He's been in our system, but he's my backup catcher, and he's been pretty okay, in that role. Serven hasn't been good at all after a really nice season last year. Parker Meadows hasn't played much, and whatever. I can sit here all day and go over those guys, but as for our prospects, because this is kind of important, we currently have the best farm system in baseball. We kind of alluded to that last episode. Um, but yeah, we went from like, I don't know what we were to start. I'd have to go back and look in the 20s maybe, maybe 19. But we were not good, and now we're the best farm system in baseball from just a couple of moves. So Eddie Botello hasn't. He's only 16. Gonna keep him down the international, um, level for at least another year, and maybe he'll make his debut next season. Churio's been crushing Double A so far. He might get a call up to Triple A within the next couple of weeks. Braden Holcomb's still down in rookie ball. He's young, so I'm not going to rush him. He wasn't too good last year, so we'll take our time with him. Romo's been pretty good in AAA. He's glove first guy, but he's probably going to get called up at some point in the middle of the season. And Zach Veen has been good as well in AAA. Could also see a call up. And Tanner Witt, who was our first round pick, 9th overall. He started the year in rookie ball, and I needed some couple guys. Actually, I kind of forgot to set my lower minors, so he just missed out on like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever of starts. So so he's up in A ball now. He'll get some starts moving forward. Adel Amador just got called up to AAA. He was doing well in Double A, and Warming Bernabel, who was good in AAA last year. He's knocking on the door of the majors. He'll probably be up midseason for us at some point. So, a lot of other guys. Benny Montgomery is actually an interesting player. 15 games down in Double A, 440 average, 217 WRC plus. Obviously not going to sustain that, but he's might be on the fast track to the majors at this point because he's been a stud. He was good last year in A and high A, so we'll give him midseason, maybe a call up to AAA, and he could see maybe September call-ups if he's good enough. So, I just want to check in here in May. We had a good start, and things kind of faded, and with the new aligned divisions, we were sitting in second for a while, but the Padres have caught up to us, and pretty miserable division, quite frankly. But we're fourth worst record in the NL. Probably another rebuilding year. I wasn't expecting to win by any means, but at least we have like a possible guy for the future in Ashcraft. And then like Brad Keller might be trade bait if he's good enough. The other guys, Dean Kramer hasn't really worked out so far, and so we'll keep moving forward and kind of play this by ear. Matt Wallner got hurt; he wasn't really hitting it at all. And Alex Cobb, we went over that. And Freeland could be back within the next month and a half or so. So he could provide some kind of, I don't want to say boost, but he can be a body in the rotation that may be better than these guys. So. We'll keep moving forward and update next time something happens. All right, so we're back. First year player draft. I just opened this up. I don't remember having the first pick, but maybe we did get it. I haven't recorded this in a couple days, so I don't remember. But apparently we have the first pick in the draft. And I guess everything worked out with the Aces and the Stampede, kind of like getting their picks in the top 5. I thought they were going to be at the end, but that worked out okay on like the Rule 5 draft. So this all looks okay. I don't know if we were the worst team in baseball. I guess we were the 4th worst. We moved up to 1. Then I guess this looks like the lottery, but I just don't recall having that happen. So anyway, we have the first pick here, so that's pretty freaking cool. I don't think I've ever had this in OOTP before. I hope that's not all the players, because that would suck. Tommy White, old friend. As I expected, this is going to be some kind of crappy draft class where I don't even get to take advantage of the first pick. So, just looking here, they think Connor Griffin's the best player, high school bat. Pretty good player, but I don't know if he's worth first overall. It's kind of steep. Yeah, of course, this is like the one year that I have the first pick, and it's like the crappiest draft class I've ever seen in my life. There's a good chance I actually just take a high school player here. Connor Griffin, looks like the best guy. He's only a corner outfielder. I don't even know if, he's playing corner outfield in cores for me. I think Cameron Davis might be the better long-term fit, good speed, good range. $10 million demand. I mean, we really don't have a lot of money left. This guy's not even a third baseman, really. Yeah, this is insanely disappointing. I guess Derek Curriell's a nice player. A ground ball hitter with a $12 million bonus demand, though. Yeah, this sucks. I don't even want to take any of these guys. So, I might go off camera and kind of look through and make sure I'm getting the right guy here. But, yeah, pretty disappointing that we have the first pick in this draft. But yeah, we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're back. Yeah, there's not really college guys that are like any other guys that I'm really looking to take. I mean, Tommy White, honestly, I love, and he turned out pretty good in my Twins save, but I mean, he's a first base only guy, and I mean, the bat, it's not like, Tigers took Torkelson #1, but that's because he was supposed to be like, the next Miguel Cabrera, for example, for that team, but I really don't see like the generational talent there. So I'm gonna I'm gonna throw a dart at Connor Griffin. Hopefully his range and like outfield ability develops so I can play him out there. And the upside is fantastic, and he's pretty far along for an 18-year-old. He has the 30s like current ratings for contact gap, home run, and avoid Ks. So like the floor is surprisingly low for an 18-year-old. But yeah, it's a high school guy taking #1 and not at a valuable like defensive position. So this doesn't feel good, but we're gonna take him #1 overall, I guess. So Vegas is #2. They take Victor Quinn. Yeah, this is a tough draft class, I guess. Yeah, this guy's the 3rd overall pick, which that's pretty crazy. Bryce Rayner is actually a guy I looked at. I guess I can talk about the other guys I looked at. This guy, Conrad Carson, was interesting. A couple of these shortstops were like, if I was picking 30th in a normal draft, I would take these guys. But #1, it's like tough pill to swallow. Like, and take someone who probably don't think is worth it. So, second pick here. I mean, we picked this top of the second round. 5th pick in the second round here. Like Trey Snyder is actually a pretty nice player, ground ball hitter though. Again, I guess it doesn't really matter that much in our stadium because like these guys will hit home runs unless your name is Chris Bryant this year. But pretty much everyone's gonna hit some home runs. Keith Jones, yeah, this is pretty unfortunate. I'm gonna check who my scout wants. He thinks Trey Snyder. I'd probably agree with him, just based on what I'm looking at here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, no really good pitchers. We took a couple pitchers last year too, so I'm cool on skipping with them at the top of the draft this year. And yeah, these pitchers aren't interesting. Yeah, so I can click through all day, but I actually don't mind this catcher. But I think Trey Snyder's probably the guy. Pretty good range. If that goes up to 70, he's a shortstop for me. If not, he can flip between second, third, and short. Above average bat. Potential to develop into more than that. So, second pick, we'll take Trey Snyder. A little bit over slot. We're going to have to free up some money, but I think we should be able to do that in some regard. 3rd pick, they wanted to take this Cade Arambide, who, I was kind of looking at last round, so we'll take him. He's only asking for slots, so we'll offer that, and then, I'll probably just do the rest off camera, because, this isn't a terribly interesting draft class for anyone. So, yeah, we'll be back, end of the draft, and we'll update on some key picks and stuff. All right, folks, so we are back at the All-Star break, and, the rest of the draft wasn't really interesting. I'll go over that in a second, but a couple guys who made the All-Star team. Michael Toglia, our first baseman, missed a little bit of time, and, he's raking the season, so another really good season from him. Also at third base, we have Ryan McMahon, a little bit of second base as well, but he's now over at third. And yeah, he's actually starting, I believe, probably at second base. Um, just because Riley's also listed as a starter. And Rodolfo Castri's the only other guy. And then Nolan Jones also makes the team. So 2.5 WAR for him. Another guy who missed a little bit of time, I think. Yeah, about 2 weeks. So yeah, he's having a big season after, being pretty disappointed in his debut with the team last year. So good stuff there. We're starting to play a little bit better. We're 40-56. And let's really quickly go over the draft before I forget. So, I think, yeah, so I took this guy, Cade Amride. We went over him. Malachi Knight, college bat. Pretty decent upside here. Not a bad defender. In the corners, Tremaine Cobb, who was a college bat. Not horrible here. Could do worse. Carson DiMartini, old friend. And it's some decent upside. Not too bad. More of like a first baseman at this point, but it's worth a shot. Maybe he can develop like he did in the Twin Series. Casey Saki, another player. Nothing really else too interesting. Jaden Woods, I guess, is an interesting reliever. And Brady Strom, another guy who was in the Twin Series. He was a recommendation for my scout, so I did that. And then, yeah, that's about it. Braden Holcomb, one of our top prospects, hitting really well in rookie ball right now. Might call him up to A-ball, give him a little taste. Why not? Let's do that. So, yeah, all of our top prospects playing really well. Churio up to 13. He's annihilating AAA. And I'm up in the air about whether to call him up this year or just wait till next year, get another year of service time out of him because, we're not making the playoffs in all likelihood this season. We do have a logjam in the outfield at the moment with, like, Bryant, Bader, and Wallner, and Doyle and Meadows, who's been bad, but whatever. And even Nolan Jones can play some corner outfield. So, my point being, I don't know if I have a spot for Churio this year, so I'll probably wait till next year to bring him up and whatever. But, yeah, he's doing really well in AAA. So, the trade deadline is approaching, so we'll be back with a couple trades. Definitely going to be sellers. But I could also, maybe look for a long-term arm to put in this rotation because, yeah, right now it's not looking too good. So, like Dean Kramer, I guess, is a piece for the long term. Ashcraft's another guy, but, like, he hasn't done anything this year. I mean, his FIP's way better than his ERA, but, how much is that worth? Rennie Vasquez hasn't been bad in a couple starts. I called him up. I DFA'd Wade Miley or someone a while ago. Freeland came back and he instantly got hurt, so and just after 2 starts in his rehab assignment. So, yeah, so I'm going to look to, maybe try to get rid of, like, Brad Keller or something and maybe a bat that has some value. Maybe I don't want to trade Ryan McMahon because he's been my best player, but if his value is high enough, we could look to deal with him. Maybe Toglia. Because, I don't think Michael Toglia is a 152 WRC plus hitter. And if his value is high, I'll look to capitalize on that. So, yeah, we'll be back with these trades and get back. Okay, so we have our first trade of the deadline season. So, not a huge one, but Brian Servin, who's been our starting catcher the last 2 years, has disappointed this season, and I'm ready to give Drew Romo a shot. So, a really good defender. He's like plus 5.5 framing runs this year. But 29 years old, and I don't really want, Romo to have to split time with anyone. So I'm cool giving him up. We're also getting rid of Tyler Kinley, who has some money owed to him the next year. Then this guy, Mitchell Kilkenny, and we're getting this guy, Tyler Cleveland, a submarine extreme ground ball guy with good control and good stuff. So just an overall good reliever, sinker slider that'll play in the pen, and Josh Hood, kind of a throw-in. Dart throw, 23 years old. Probably going to be nothing, but could be minor league filler. So that is the first deal to open up a spot for our guy Drew Romo. So very excited about him. Going to call him up right now, and he's just going to play every day. Every 5th day most likely, but He'll be out there as my starting catcher for the rest of the year and hopefully, the next 6 years after this. So very excited about that, and we'll be back with the next trade. This is just a small trade to clear up a roster spot. So we traded, we claimed Adelbert and Mondesi off of waivers a couple weeks ago, and just fill in his backup infielder. He's been whatever. I just don't really want him on the team anymore, so I'm just flipping him for this minor league guy in rookie ball. So Cole Tucker's coming back, and I'd rather have Cole Tucker at this point, quite frankly. So we'll add Cole Tucker to the roster, and I was looking around for some trades, and I really don't think anyone has value that I'd want to deal. I thought of McMahon, but why would I sacrifice a dude who's an awesome defender at second or third, and is hitting really well. So I think I'm gonna hold on to McMahon for the long run. Brian's obviously locked in, even though he's having a bad year, really bad year actually. Good thing he's a good defender. And really everyone else in here I kind of want to keep long term. I'll look at Taglia, Nolan Jones potentially, while their value's high and everything. But yeah, none of these pitchers really have value, and Ashcraft does, but I want to see what happens with him on this team. And quietly, we've built a pretty good bullpen here. Hollowell's actually been good. He's had a really rough stretch here though. And our other bad reliever has been Nick Bush, which I don't really care. He's kind of he's just a guy I have down up here right now. But Hernandez, Blyer, Bird, Gilbreth have all been good. Hernandez and Lawrence have been great in the back end. So, just a little check-in on that. While we're almost at the halfway point, we called up Adel Amador, and he's been incredible in 15 games. Because he was really good in AAA too. Well, not really good, but he was hitting well. So he's been playing second base, and he's been wrecking the ball. Taglia's been doing great. Nolan Jones, both about 150 WRC plus players. Ezekiel Tovar, low key on pace for an 8-WAR season as a 22-year-old, which would be insane. It's MVP candidate, one of the best players in baseball. So quietly he's come along and become that kind of guy. So really cool. A high BABIP, but he was a high BABIP guy last year too. So I guess about that. McMahon 136 WRC plus with really good defense at third and second. Playing a lot of third recently, but Romo's come up for 4 games and hit well, so that's good. Daniel Cope as our backup catcher has been good. Harrison Bader, a 91 WRC plus with a plus glove in center field. Cool with that. Brenton Doyle stole 21 bases and played a pretty adequate corner outfield. Brian, we talked about him. He's been bad. Cole Tucker, he got off to a good start, but he's been hurt and whatever. And Matt Wallner, he's a Rule 5 guy, so I'll keep him on the roster for the rest of the year. And Parker Meadows, same thing. Then the starters have been pretty miserable. Not even worth talking about, really. So, we're just going to finish out this season. If there's a trade that comes along in the next couple of days, I'll update. But most likely we'll be back in about a week in game. So, we'll be. All right. So, I'm at deadline day, and I was looking around for some trades, and probably nothing's going to really formulate here. So, we're going to wrap up episode 3 here. The Rockies sit at 44-62. Unlikely we make a push to the postseason. If that was to hypothetically happen, we'll be back at that point. But in all likelihood, we'll be back at the beginning of the offseason to start our second offseason and right before our third season begins. So, playoffs weren't really a realistic option for us this year anyway. But, definitely not going to live up to it. But, helps on the way. And, we'll just have to survive this season and maybe a mediocre year next year, and then we should be okay, I think. So, thank you for watching episode 3, and we will be back next time, episode 4. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.